Honeycutt out of Bridge City, Texas, doing duty across the street in the Craftsman Truck Series. 5 in car will be Tyler Nichols out of Ringgold, Georgia. Car number 57, fresh off of a win at Thunder Hill Raceway. In Summertown, Tennessee, Zach Mitchell out of Honorary, South Carolina. He's in the Clary Hood South Car Chemical Colton Farms entry, car number 57. TJ Alford out of Ballplay, Alabama. He's in the number 20 automobile. Car number 14, junior, for Trey Mills. Out of St. Augustine, Florida, the Mills Concrete Integra Shocks Black Diamond. Green flag is out, 25 car. That'll be Tim Roselle, the veteran campaigner here at Talladega Short Track. He's out of Banniston, Alabama. Former track champion. Showing the times up on the Dirt Draft Hot Laps scoreboard. Of course, they do not count, but you can pick your team tonight in fantasy play as you get a $100,000 cap to pick your drivers. So go to dirtdraft.com and check that out for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series and play Dirt Draft tonight here at Talladega Short Track. Next group will be rolling out on the racetrack. Hayden Cowan in car number 14 out of Roncon, Georgia, the Supply Chain Management Wise Forest Products Rocket. There's the 12 car for Ashton Winger. He's out of Hampton, Georgia, currently second in the point standings, 96 points behind Brandon Overton. So he's moved up one spot since our last weekend of racing. Car number 31, that will be Tyler Millwood out of Kingston, Georgia, in the Millwood Plumbing entry. Chase Oliver out of Crossville, Alabama, driving the 5 car tonight. '59 car, that'll be Dillard Hatchett out of Connorsville, Tennessee, in the Journey Logging Special. So field under green. Willie Traywick in the 15T out of Wilsonville, Alabama. So our final group in Group A, taking the green flag as they work Dirt Draft Hot Laps as they prepare for my Race Pass qualifying tonight. Ashton Winger has put together a string of top 5 finishes in the last few races to move him up to second in title contention in the number 12 machine. Ashton Winger in the Jeff Matthews Motorsports Kurz Kaiser Manufacturing Rocket. (13.132) fastest in Group A, and that was turned in by Zach Mitchell in the 57 car. Cars in Group B getting set to roll out on the speedway. 74X will be Ethan Dotson making the tow. I think he is late model Mark's neighbor in California from Bakersfield, California. Dylan Tidmore in the 38 car out of Gadsden, Alabama. The Tidmore Construction, A&G Excavating Longhorn. Car number 19. Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi. Car number 16, currently third in the point standings, Sam Searide out of Fort Payne, Alabama. Troy Baird Trucking and Trailer Service Longhorn. Car number 11, that'll be Austin Smith out of Cedartown, Georgia. Car number 10 in the Kubota Tractors Capital Race car, that will be Joseph Joyner out of Milton, Florida. He's currently fifth in the point standings. The B00 for Josh Henry out of Newport, Tennessee, and we wish them well over in that part of the country, as Cody Early mentioned beforehand. Josh Henry and the Henry Trucking, Cantrell Trucking Special. 18X car, that will be the Michael Page out of Douglasville, Georgia, coming out a little early. He'll be out in the next group, so he'll take his rocket to the pit area. 74X machine. Nathan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California, in the American Racing Product Special. Will Dykes waves the green flag, and this hot lap session is underway. Track in great shape tonight. You can see that cushion building up going into turn one. Sam Searide, car number 16, looking for a better night tonight, as he was the first car out of the race at Thunderhill Raceway 2 weeks ago. Something broke on the car, and he was out and finished in the 26th position. Spencer Hughes laying down the quickest time in that group of 7. Next group will be rolling out of the speedway, coming out of the pit area now. Each driver has drawn for their spot in the qualifying line. There's the M2 car. He's the grandson of the man we are honoring tonight. Jerry Goodwin's grandson in the M2 car. Caden Mullinex, currently ninth in the point standings. Second in the ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year point standings. David McCoy out of Franklin, North Carolina, in car number 11. 71 car will be Cody Haskins out of Marietta, Georgia. He's in the Kaiser Manufacturing KRC Special. Driving the 05 car, TJ Britton out of Center, Alabama. Frequent flyer here at Talladega Short Track. Car number 23 for Corey Hedgecock out of Loudon, Tennessee. Driver of the BMF race cars, Eagle Racing Engines BMF chassis. Caden Mullinex out of Birmingham, Alabama, CRM Motors ASC Warranty Special. Grandson of Jerry Goodwin. A lot of racing genes in that family with the Goodwins and the Mullinex family. There's that aforementioned cushion going into turn number 1. These drivers will come up to speed and park that right rear tire up on that ridge of dirt. Get a good bite coming around there. Getting momentum coming down the back straightaway. Will Dykes waving the green flag, and we are underway as Corey Hedgecock leads the way into turn number 1. Corey Hitchcock turned it into 13.339 second lap. Caden Mullinex second quick, 13.993. Now Cody Haskins second quick at 13.765. Michael Page in that Baird Trucking Machine, car number 18X, coming up to speed. So it'll be Corey Hitchcock leading the way, 13.260 seconds. Of course, it's not official until we get into My Race Pass qualifying. Final group in Group B coming out on the speedway at this time. Car number 66K for second-generation driver Dylan Knowles out of Lynette, Alabama. .212 car for the defending Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion Josh Putnam out of Florence, Alabama. In a rocket chassis. Josh Putnam currently 6th in the national point standings. Car number 9 for Jason Croft. He comes to us out of Woodstock, Georgia. 05R for Corey Roulette. He's out of Dahlonega, Georgia. Right with him in the C6, Oakley Johns out of Hohenwald, Tennessee. Zippy Auto Sales, CFR Race Parts Rocket. 219 will be Gavin Cowan out of Roncon, Georgia. So Dylan Knowles will bring him up to speed as he takes Will Dyke's green flag. Working around that cushion on the high side, bringing it down the back straightaway here at the Hornets' Nest. Talladega Short Track. And it'll be a quick green-white checker session. Josh Putnam at the top of the list at 13.455. Gavin Cowan second quick, 13.549. Dylan Knowles third quick at 13.566 seconds. So that'll do it for hot laps for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. Talladega Sportsman cars will be coming up next. And we'll continue. 13.260 for Corey Hedgecock, fastest overall in Dirt Draft hot laps. So the Talladega Sportsman cars will be coming out on the racetrack. And we will turn it over to the third member of our broadcast team tonight as we do the hat dance here in a very tight quarters of the announcer's booth. My good friend, Late Model Mark.
Well, thank you very much, Roby Helm, as we're going to move into the limited late models. A little bit different kind of power plant for these rides. These are small block Chevrolets limited to 362 cubic inches, all steel. Steel blocks, steel heads, big old 750 carburetor upstairs, weighing 2,300 pounds, 8-inch spoiler, riding on Hoosier tires on all the way around the car. 20 Sportsman cars tonight, or as I call them, the limited late models. In just one quick moment, they'll be rolling over the hill. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. The crowd will still be filing in once everybody's got their barbecue food eaten in the pits and in the parking lot in the campground area. It's going to get a little busy here later. Are you folks in dirt late model drive-in parking on the back straightaway? Welcome aboard, you folks on the back stretch, for this Jerry Goodwin Challenge to beat cancer this evening on night number 1 of NASCAR weekend here at Talladega Short Track. Once again, 20 limited late models in the house. The steel block powered boys doing it tonight. Yeah, this is to honor Jerry Goodwin. He was some racer here at Talladega Short Track. Little story behind them. In 1994, Jerry Goodwin and Chris Mullinax combined racing teams to become a father and son-in-law racing duo and would go on to dominate at dirt tracks all across the state. Still racing to this day, Chris Mullinax has kept the legacy and memory of Jerry Goodwin alive. 2 of Chris's sons, Jerry's grandson, also race. Maddox and Caden Mullinax in the house, racing in crate and super late models, making it for 3 generations of racing in the Mullinax-Goodwin family. Talladega Limited Late Models. We've had, about 14 shows for them this year. The guy who's been winning most of the shows here in the Limited Late Models has been T.J. Britton, who's also racing in the Super Late Models tonight. The track record for this division is held by Joe Nugent at a 13:37. That was set a couple of years ago. So we got these guys limiteds a race tonight and at the end of the month in October for the Alabama Jamboree and the Ice Bowl qualifier. So just in a matter of moments, the limiteds will be rolling over the hill and onto the racing surface. Yeah, these NASCAR weekends are just too much fun. You see people from all over the United States and especially the South. It's just a big, fun get-together here on this Friday night. Truck race was conducted today across the street. Tomorrow's the Infinity race, and then Sunday's the big show. And if you've never gone to Talladega Super Speedway, if this is your first trip, whether it's tomorrow or Sunday, you are going to come away from this a changed person. In my opinion, it's one of the best NASCAR tracks along the circuit with the best atmosphere and a good vibe. And if you happen to go to the concert tomorrow night and walk down the main drag there, it's quite entertaining to say the very least. So the Hunt the Front Super Late Models, Crate Racing USA, Limited Late Models, and Hot Shots tonight. 4 divisions. We'll have 5 divisions tomorrow night. Money kicks up quite a notch tomorrow evening. So we are waiting for the limiteds to roll over the hill. And here they are, the steel block powered late models, 20 cars strong tonight. W1 of Walker Grill, former track champion Bubba Lackey in the B17. The 42 of Blake Hood. Now, these cars are allowed, if you want to take off the tops and run topless, if you will. 03 of Oliver Gentry is getting right into the hot lap sessions, hot lap / qualifying. It's an interesting format when you hot lap and qualify all at the same time. 5 cars strong out on the track out of 20. Ooh, and Blake Hood getting all kinds of squirrely in that 42, but he managed to save it. Also in the 16s with Wesley Scott. He's out of Dallas, Georgia. Oliver Gentry out of Noonan. .14:28 is a quick time right now for Oliver Gentry. They get about 4 laps. Boy, Walker Grill's getting all kinds of squirrely. Goes over the banking and saves it up the top of turn number 4. So we go yellow for the W1 of Walker Greer, getting a little squirrely up on the top of turns 3 and 4 to bring out the yellow flag. Right now, Oliver Gentry's quick with a 14:11. Blake Hood is second quick. 14:57. Then Walker Greer. Thinking of barbecue, I guess. Walker Grill, huh? Starter Andy Cooley gives them the green flag, so we continue on group qualifying. Now the white flag coming out, one more lap to go. So Oliver Gentry with a 14.11. They could second, 14.53. Gentry kicks it up just a little bit with a 14.05. He is initially the top timer. Blake Hood is second with a 14.53. And then Walker Greer, Wesley Scott, and Bubba Lackey. Your second five out will be Dwayne Johnson out of Dallas, Georgia in the 16. Travis Kress out of Coleman in the TKO. T.J. Britton out of Center in the 88 machine. Shane Goulage out of Mount Zion, Georgia in the 35. And Jonathan Chapman, who won opening night way back here in April. He will be the fifth qualifier in this group of five. Once again, the track record's a 13:32, held by Joe Nugent. Right now, no one's popped into the 13s just as of yet. Crate late model qualifying for the Cruza 604 will follow the limited late model hot lap qualifying session. So don't forget, tomorrow night's the big Saturday night finale here for the Red Farmer Classic. Saturday night, 5 divisions, a lot of money up for grabs. There's the 16 to Dwayne Johnson out of Dallas, Georgia. He's running topless. There's Travis Kress in the TKO. He's a frequent competitor up at the Moulton Speedway. And there's the 35 of Shane Goulage. 88 of T.J. Britton, a little bit different ride for him tonight. And Jonathan Chapman in the 33, and he comes from Odenville, Alabama. Second group of 5. You can see the 35 of Shane Goulage if you're watching on the Hunt the Front broadcast. He's running topless tonight. Travis Kress in that 0. You can see the camera zoom on him as he goes into turn number 3. Boy, you can see he kicks up the left front by about 7 or 8 inches. Gotten a good bite on that TKO of Travis Kress. There's the 16 of Dwayne Johnson, one of the Georgia drivers down there. He's also running topless. Looks like he's got a little bit of understeer working on that number 16. Oliver Gentry is still on the top of the leaderboard. Shane Goulage has moved to number 2 with a 14.37. Jonathan Chapman is now third as they're about halfway through their hot lap qualifying session. White flag is out. A little bit of trouble for Dwayne Johnson, slowing on the main straightaway. Final lap to get her done, and the yellow flag comes out. All right, we're just going to continue on here in just a moment. And we'll get back into action here in just a moment. Night number 1 of NASCAR weekend here at the Hornets' Nest. This track was brought to life in 1977. From Alfred Gurley and Lynn Preacher Phillips. Got the Talladega short track going in 77. You think about this racetrack, what a great location on a number of fronts. One, it's right next to I-20, busiest east-west artery in the state of Alabama. Number 2, you've got the Talladega Super Speedway. right across the street. So when NASCAR weekends, we have a built-in crowd with the big campgrounds, and we'll get on to more of that stuff in just a minute. Here we go. Continuing hot lap qualifying for the limited late models with Oliver Gentry with a 14.03, the time to beat. Green and white next time around. It'll be checkered flag. Still Gentry on top. Shane Coolidge in that 35. Second quick. He's getting it on coming out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. So in this group, Shane Coolidge moved up to number 2. Jonathan Chapman at number 3. No major changes. Gentry still on top of the heap with that 14.03. Third group of 5 rolling out on the track here momentarily. Rod Carroll out of Anniston will be in the R44. Luke Starr out of Hoax Bluff, Alabama, the number 9. Jason Welshon, who won a big limited late model race a couple of months ago here at Talladega. He's out of Maryville, Tennessee, in the number 29. And the skipper, Skip Freeman, out of Pell City in the 215. And Braun Rutledge out of Center, Alabama, in the 15. Here we go. Third group of 5 limited late models on this Friday night at TST. Boy, you can see Rod Carroll in that R44 if the camera shoots on him. He's going into turn number 1. He is gassing that bad boy up right up against the wall coming out of turn number 2. He's not afraid to hit that loud pedal, that's for sure. Carroll hanging it out on that cushion, working over them Hoosiers. Another fast car out there, as well as number 9 of Luke Starr out of Hoax Bluff, Alabama. Gentry still top time. Track is still pretty fast as it's starting to widen out and dry up a little bit. That's a good thing. Jason Welshon moved up to the second position, 14.19. He's still got about a tenth and a half behind Oliver Gentry. But Welshon, man, he has won everywhere he races, and he won a big limited show earlier this season here at Talladega Short Track. Checkered flag, so Jason Welshon in that number 29, the driver out of Maryville, Tennessee, moves up to the second spot. Still no one's popped into the 13s, and we're down to our last 5 cars. Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Qualifiers, group number 1 to the staging lanes. Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Qualifiers to the staging lanes, group number 1, please. Rolling over the hill, the last 5 of our 20-car field. It'll be Connor Norris out of Alexandria, Alabama, the number 12. Chris Fennell out of Buchanan, Georgia, in the C87. Corey Brulette out of Dolan something, Georgia. I don't want to blow the name. He's in the 05. Lucas Burns, who has dominated limited late model action here at Talladega Short Track for the last couple of months in the 27. He's out of Atala. And Michael Lehman out of Ringgold, Georgia, in the number 22. Keep your eye on the number 27. He may be the only car that could threaten Oliver Gentry's quick time. Crate Late Model Qualifier, group number 1. We need the staging lanes. Crate Late Model Qualifiers to the staging lanes, please. We're underway. At 27 of Lucas Burns. If you're watching on Hunt the Front broadcast, you see Chris Fennell coming out of turn number 4. 27 of Lucas Burns is no stranger to A, the victory circle, and B, working over the cushion. His car works high, it works low. He can put it wherever he wants. The last couple of races, he's won the last couple in a row. And we go yellow real quick. Looks like Corey Roulette in that 05 machine had a little bit of difficulties. Once again, these limited late models are powered by small block Chevrolets, limited to 362 cubic inches. Steel blocks, steel heads. All the bells and whistles of suspension and bodywork is the Supers and or the Crates. Now, if you're looking on the picture on the Hunt the Front TV, you could see it down there in the monitor in the infield. Roulette's car. Now, look at the right front of his bodywork. See how it's elevated? Your cars lay over so much, it keeps the front ends from digging into the dirt. Roulette has been here a number of times during the 2024 campaign. Beautiful looking white number 05. Don't forget the concession stands are wide open. We've got the usual track food, hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, chili, barbecue, and all that good stuff. Now we're going to take a peek at the number 22 of Michael Lehman out of Ringgold, Georgia. You see him going into turn number 3. These late models have a little bit of rear steer with the way the suspensions work. 22 is looking good going into turn number 1. Still, everybody's chasing Oliver Gentry for a top time tonight. Looks like a good couple of corners for the 27 of Lucas Burns. You're watching it on the monitor. He's about halfway up the corner, dives down a little bit, rocks out of turn number 4. Let's see what he can do. Third quick right now, 14:20. 14:20. Burns is quickest in this group. And they'll be looking at the white flag. One more to go for the driver out of Atala, Alabama, Lucas Burns in the 27. Checkered flag. Last couple of corners. Oliver Gentry is going to stay on top of the heap. He's going to be your number 1 qualifier for the limited late model. Jason Wilson's second quick. Chris Fennell just on that last lap went to second on the board with a 14:15. So it's Gentry, Fennell, Wilson, Burns, and Coolidge, your top 5. And we are going to turn over the microphone for the Crate Racing USA to the man who's the doctor of dirt late model racing, Dr. Cody Early. And that's just being a joke a little bit, Cody. And we'll turn it over to him right now.
Thank you, Lake Model Mark, as we get ready for our time trials for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Lake Model Series. Race fans, welcome to the Hornet's Nest. Getting ready for 47 604 late models to lay down the fastest time as we jump into our stacked products by CB Racing Products time trials. It will be a Group A, Group B. Qualifying the top 5 from each of these groups. Talk about a not so worrisome night. The top 5 in each of these qualifying groups, they're locked into tonight's show. They're already going to the main event. Everybody else, well, they're going to have to go to 3 B mains to try to race their way in to tonight's main event. Tonight's main event for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA or Late Model Series, 37 laps. It'll be the first feature of the night. Then, of course, the opening night of the 4th Annual Red Farmer Tribute Weekend and the Jerry Goodwin Challenge to Beat Cancer. Thanks, fans, for being with us here on this beautiful weekend in Talladega, east of Oga, Alabama, at the Talladega Short Track. Of course, truck racing, the Craftsman Truck Series over there this afternoon at the big track. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the Yellowwood 500 on Sunday for the NASCAR Cup Series at the big track across over at the Talladega Super Speedway. Of course, we want to give a big thank you to the marketing partners for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series, the folks that make this series go up and down the road. And a big old thank you to them, Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts, Chevrolet Performance, Hoosier Racing Tires, VP Racing Fuels, VP Racing Lubricants, KRC Power Steering, Knowles Race Parts and Bodies, Willie's Carburetor and Dyno Shop, Competition Racing Equipment, Cruise with the Champions, the official Rookie of the Year sponsor, Savage Chassis, BMF Race Cars, Velocita by Melissa Markowitz, Eagle Racing Engines, Hickman Manufacturing, ATC Bolts and Fasteners, the official Hard Charger sponsor, will be handed out at, of course, the feature conclusion. Stack Products by CB Racing Products, and Sin City Bail Bonds, the official marketing partners of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. You can keep up with everything with the series on social media. You can go to Facebook, X, or Twitter, whichever you call it, Instagram. Just simply type in at Crate Racing USA on your social media outlet. And, of course, the website, www.crateracingusa.tv. .usa.com is where, of course, you can watch online also with huntthefront.tv as well tonight. So keep up to date with everything with the series throughout the rest of the 2024 campaign, and that campaign is now dwindling down. Of course, next up, Halloween night will kick off the 9th Annual World Short Track Championship. We'll be there in the dirt track at Charlotte and Concord, North Carolina. Registration is open now. We would love for you to join us to make sure that you get your registration in if you want to be a part of that weekend at the dirt track at Charlotte. And then, of course, November the 22nd through the 23rd, Norman Park, Georgia, will be at Needmore Speedway for the 10th time in series history, the 13th annual Early Bird, paying $10,000 to win for the 2024 season. We hope you join us in the rest of 2024. So here we go with the first pair of cars that will hit the racetrack. First car out in the 88D. That'll be Dalton Dowdy out of Madison, Alabama. The Eagle-powered Rocket XR1 Marathon Cross of America's partners. Full Throttle Race Products, Madison Automotive, number 88. Behind him in the 46, that will be Bryson Mitchell out of Russellville, Alabama. The Twisted Performance Rocket XR1. Sparks Energy Incorporated, Twisted Performance, Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, number 46. That'll be the first two cars out onto the racing surface. We'll look for Dalton Dowdy, his first time, 14.896 for Dowdy. First lap for Mitchell, fast time at a 14.632. 14.632 for Mitchell on lap number one. Dalton Dowdy will take his second lap, and it's going to be at a 14.896. Can Mitchell go quicker than 14.632? Lap number two, he will not. So he will stay with a 14.632. That will be the top spot right now. That will set him on the pole. Remember, the top five out of Group A lock in. Top five out of Group B will lock in as well. Next car to the racetrack going to be the 817. It'll be Stephen Holcomb out of Santa Fe, Tennessee. The J. Dickens Rocket XR1 Extreme Concepts. Clark's Machine Sales, RightCar.com, number 817. And behind him, the most recent winner, now a five-time winner on the tour out of Crossville, Tennessee. The CVR Vineyard Enterprises, Stanco Equipment, Vineyard Landscaping, number 17. It's the Dream, Randy Weaver. Randy Weaver in the 17. Of course, the latest Alabama state champion. First lap for Holcomb. He'll cross the stripe 15.251 for Holcomb. He's got some work to do on lap number two. First lap for Randy Weaver. Fast time 14.399 for Weaver. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get on a hot streak maybe in the second half of this season. Second lap for Holcomb 15.036. Does Randy Weaver have any more on lap number two? No, he will not. 14.399, but Randy Weaver will go to the top of the board. By the way, your track record, 13.620. Matt Henderson set that back in October of 2021. So Matt Henderson currently with the track record. Next out onto the racetrack at Norman Park, Georgia, the Hinder-powered Rocket XR1, J&M Engines, Senior Life Insurance, B&S Concrete. Number 10, it'll be Ty Giles. Ty Giles in the 10. And behind him out of Statesboro, Georgia, That is, of course, the Dowdy Racing number 1. That is Joshua Bishop. Joshua Bishop piloting the Dowdy 1 this weekend. So here comes the first lap for Ty Giles. We'll see if he can get into the top spot. Giles, first lap, third quick, 14.701 for Ty. Here comes Bishop on his first lap. He'll cross the stripe, fifth quick, 14.911. He's now on the hot seat. Holcomb's now on the outside looking into that top 5. Second lap for Ty Giles. Second quick for the youngster, 14.599. Ty Giles up to second on lap number 2. Bishop will take his second lap. It will be slower than lap 1, so a 14.911 for Bishop. That's going to have him just barely hanging on to that final transfer spot. Next pair. First car will be out of Chatsworth, Georgia, the Race Tech Capital. Barbecue Place, Dean's Collision Center, Tony's Meat Market, number 17. It'll be Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith will get ready to roll out. Should be any time now. Here he goes. He'll work his way out of the infield. Behind him will be a driver out of Lincoln, Alabama, the Race Tech Longhorn, Alabama Pole Barns, In and Out Welders, Alabama Pole Barns, Benco Performance, number K5. That'll be David K. David K. in the K5. Wouldn't be surprised to see him be impressive this weekend. Currently second in the weekly points here of the 604 late models at the Talladega short track. So keep an eye on the K5. Here comes Smith. Smith will take his first lap. Need to be in the top 5 to lock in. First lap for Smith, 7th fastest, 15.062. He's got some work to do. David K on his first lap. He'll cross the stripe. 4th fastest, 14.742. 14.742 for K. Second lap, much better for Smith. He goes third quick, 14.613. Here comes K. Second lap across the stripe. He'll stay 5th. Wow, so David K is going to be on the hot seat with 8 cars in. The driver that currently sets second in the weekly points here at the Hornets' Nest. He's getting the old finger shake for the extra lap. That's a big no-no. You don't take the extra lap. Don't got time for that, right? Next pair. Here comes Cody Haskins in the 44 out of Draketown, Georgia. 2022 Sonoma Track champion. In a different ride this weekend. Used to seeing him in that 71. He'll roll out the Classic 44. And then behind him in the 46, that'll be Diesel Jones of Alabaster, Alabama, the Race Tech Capital, A to Z Auto Repair, SFP Performance, ATOZ Mobile Tire, number 46, a B-Main winner at East Alabama last time out. First lap 4. Cody Haskins, he's 6th quick, 14.854. Diesel Jones, he's 5th quick, 14.668. So Diesel right now is in the top 5. We'll see if either of these drivers can go quicker on lap number 2. As you see it there on your HuntTheFront.tv leaderboards. First lap going to be the fastest for Haskins. Second time for Diesel Jones. Fastest overall, 14.379. How about that? Alabaster, Alabama's Diesel Jones just went to the top of the board at a 14.379. Wow. Maybe building up a little bit of momentum off of that run at East Alabama. Here comes our next pair out of Odenville, Alabama, the J. Dickens Rocket XR1 Legacy Environment Process, TSR Motorsports Valvoline, number 5. That is Mike Combs. Mike Combs in the 5. And the 242 behind him, that'll be Steve Kirk. Steve Kirk out of Munford, Alabama, the Friesen Track Star chassis, Advanced Laser and Machine, Warren Machine, 242. And Combs is going to go around over at turn number 2. Here comes the yellow flag. It will fly. So 10 cars in right now. Diesel Jones at the top, Randy Weaver second, Ty Giles third. Here is your HuntTheFront.tv replay coming at you. Combs going to dive off into turns 1 and 2, and yeah, just a little bit too hot. And around he goes. No harm, no foul. Unfortunately, he will lose his shot at a second lap. But Steve Kirk's going to be coming to what should be, I believe, the white flag, so he's going to get one more effort. Kirk right now sets 10th. So final time for the 242 at Kirk. Need to get into that top 5. You need to get into the top 5. You can't do that. You need to be close enough into the least 6 through 10 to get a good starting spot in one of those B mains. And his second lap is going to be slower. So he'll go 10th at a 14.959, 14.959 for Kirk. So he'll come off the racing surface halfway home here in Group A. 38 at Casey Hall. He will make his way out onto the racing surface out of Gervaline, Alabama. And evidently, somebody might have been out of line is what I'm hearing. Should have been, I want to say we should have had the 87 of Briar Cheatham. Don't see him, so we'll bring out one of our crews with the champion Rookie of the Year contenders. That is Bubba Rowland, the Ghost, out of Clay Hill, Florida, the 8-star powered capital. John Rowland Trucking, Malloy Grading, Riverstone Construction, Kudzu Trucking, number 515. Bubba coming into the weekend needs a really good weekend and maybe some bad luck for somebody in the top 4 to really make a challenge. He currently sets 5th, 46 points out of the top spot. First lap for Rowling, third quick, 14.503. First lap for Hall was 12th fastest, 14.977. Hall's second lap, he'll come across. He'll go 9th quick. He does improve. Could Bubba Rowling get into the top 3? Yes, he does. Fast time at a 14.192. The youngster just put it on the pole at a 14.192 for Bubba Rowling. Once again, if you have a four-wheeler behind the turn 4 grandstand, I need it moved right now. You move it or they'll move it for you. We need it moved right now. Next pair of cars to the racing surface, that is going to be Josh Atkins out of Talladega, Alabama. He will come out in that 28 behind him in the 66K. That's going to be Jody Knowles out of Tyrone, Georgia. The Performance Racing, BMF, Gentry Used Auto and Cycling, Knowles Trucking, Clayton Signs, number 66. So Bubba Rowland on the pole, the 28 of Atkins out there giving it a shot. He'll come across the stripe on what will be his second lap. We'll see where he's going to clock in at, 13th quick. Jody Knowles, we'll see where he's going to fall in line. Well, I see him flash there just outside of the top 10. As we'll see the next pair. Jake Rainey, Powder Springs, Georgia. Twisted Performance, Rocket XR1, Clark's Enterprises, Rainey Brothers Spray Foam, GAC Electrical, Land of Tree, Fish Monkey, number 87. One career win to his credit, and it came right here at the Hornet's Nest. And behind him, two-time series champion and the 2022 Ice Bowl winner out of Loudon, Tennessee, the Eagle Powered BMF, Noble Knights Construction, WE Hardscapes, Bilstein Shocks, SFP Performance System, number 23. It's Corey Hedgecock. Jake Rainey's first lap, second quick. Corey Hedgecock to the pole, 14.111. 3 ones after that 14 is good enough for Corey to go to the pole. Second lap for Rainey. It's quicker on lap 2 for Jake, 14.125. Anything left for Hedgecock? 13.940 for Corey Hedgecock. To the top of the board on lap number 2. First car to get into the 13s. He goes 13.940, and Corey goes to the top of the board. Randy Weaver now sets on the bubble with what should be 5 cars left for qualifying here in our Stack Products by CV Racing Products Time Trials Group A. First of those 5 out of Oxford, Alabama. That'll be Simon Hayes in the 08. Jay Dickens Powered Rocket, Haynes Trucking on the side of that 08 machine. And the 3D. Behind him, that'll be Justin Jacobs out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. The Twisted Performance Killer, Heat Source, Richard Masonry, Kingdom Vinyl, number 3D. So remember, only the top 5 going to lock themselves into the main event tonight. As we will see the 08 assignment go 15.122. He is 18th quickest. 20th fastest is Justin Jacobs at a 15.636. So we are down to what looks to be the final 3 qualifiers in Group A. And I'm telling you what, it is a very stout 3. It'll start with the 89. That'll be Vaughn Casey out of Rome, Georgia, the Oliver Powered Capital, Renegade Race Fuels, Abel John's Tree Service, Luxury Home Elevators, Home Waller Cafe, Woodland Enterprises, number 89. And behind him in the double O, that will be the driver of Hawkinsville, Georgia, the H&R Powered Rocket XR1, Allison Store and Restaurant, Top Notch Custom Concepts, Joe Beverly Consulting, 00. That is the Hawkinsville Hustler, the 2020 Series champion, Will Harrington. First lap for Harrington, fourth quick, 14.197. Harrington's into the top 5. Casey went 19th, 15.06 seconds. Second lap for Casey, 14th fastest. Second lap for Will Harrington. He'll stay third, 14.171. Will Harrington is locked in. One driver left to go here in Group A qualifying. A two-time winner in 2024 at Dixie and at Sonoa earlier this year. He comes out of Whitesburg, Georgia. The Lamar Hunt Rocket XR1 5-star Dodge, J.E. Land Management, A&S Welding, DNA Auto, Duke's Grading, Skycheck Caching, 01 Austin Horton. Needs to beat a 14.379, so he goes 14.378. He's locked in. Otherwise, Diesel Jones holds the final transfer spot. First lap for Austin Horton, fourth fastest. He's locked in, 14.177. Here comes lap number 2. Austin will come off of turn number 4. Does he have enough to get to the front row? Out of turn 4, second lap is slower, but he's good enough to lock himself into that all-important top 5. Talladega short track. Your fastest qualifier will come out of group number A in the 23 at a 13.940. It is Corey Hedgecock. Second will be Jake Rainey. Third will be Will Harrington. Austin Horton fourth. And Bubba Rowland. How about that? For one of our Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year candidates, he will lock himself into the top 5. That will send Diesel Jones in the 6th spot. Randy Weaver, Ty Giles, Jeff Smith, and Bryson Mitchell, the remaining part of the top 10. They will head towards the B main. We've cleared the infield, and we'll open up for Group B of our Stack Products by CV Racing Product Time Trials. Group B will make their way to the racing surface. 13.940. The overall fastest so far. Corey Hedgecock has that after Group A qualifying. So these cars, of course, working across the scales to get that over with. That way, when their qualifying effort is concluded, they will exit the racetrack and be out of the way. As they will sort through, each of them will cross the scales before they make their way out for their qualifying, looking for 23 cars in Group B. Top 5, of course, will lock in from each group. Everybody else will go to 3 B mains, and boy, they'll be interesting to try to race their way in to tonight's main event. Of course, tomorrow night we'll do it all again. Same format tomorrow night, just a little more money. $6,000 on the line tomorrow night for race number 2 of the weekend for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crit Racing USA Series, as race 368 all-time in the 20th season of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crit Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. There you see that gaggle of cars. Kind of look like what I dealt with today coming out of Chattanooga. What we've got dealing with over here coming out of turn 4 as folks are starting to make their way into the infield. So cars continuing to filter their way in. Looks like at least everybody is over the hill now. Once we get them across the scales, they'll be making their way into line over here out of turn number 2, and they will get ready to go into their qualifying. Of course, on the way next, the Hot Shots. Hot Lap qualifying for Hot Shots. You need to be headed to staging. Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. Your qualifying will be coming up after that Hot Lap qualifying with the Hot Shots. We'll turn right back around and jump into those 3 Crate Racing USA Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet B mains that will be coming up tonight. Those B mains will set the stage for the feature, which will be 37 laps tonight. As here we go. First pair of cars will hit the racetrack. It will be the points leader out of Phoenix City, Alabama. The J. Dickens Scorpion, High Roller Recovery, Wimmer's Record Service, Sugar Land Garden and Soil Mineral, All-Star Graphics, Southern Luxury Jewelry. Number 22, the Silent Assassin. It's Jimmy Thomas. Jimmy Thomas in the 22. Behind him out of Harrisburg, South Dakota. In the Hendrick-powered Longhorn, Harrisburg Dent Repair. Number 17, it's John Wingy. Jimmy Thomas, 14.166 on lap 1. John Wingy, 14.915. Boy, Jimmy Thomas would like to come into this weekend and find himself the victory lane as he goes lap number 2 at a 14.089. That will set the pace here in Group B. Second lap for John Wingy. Second lap for him, slower than lap 1. So 14.915 is what John Wingy will have to stand on for his qualifying effort. Next car, that will be Jason Morris out of Glencoe, Alabama. The Dale Foreman-powered Masters Belt. Dano's seasoning on the side. Ellis Towing, Bama Sheds on the number 10 for Jason Morris. And behind him in the 18, that'll be Matt Dooley out of Williamsburg, Georgia. The Scott's Machine-powered Rocket XR1, Atlanta Coring, Crown Security, JCB West Pro, TMT Grading, New Point Lighting and Design. Number 18, the current Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year points leader coming in. He currently sets in the overall standings coming in. He sets in the 4th spot. First lap for Dooley, lap number 1. He'll go third quick, 14.994. First lap for Morrison was a 15.176. Second lap for Morris, he'll come off of turn number 4. Second lap for him is quicker, 14.923. Matt Dooley's second lap. Second quick for Dooley, 14.313. Big pickup for Dooley on lap number 2. Now comes Matt Henderson, the current record holder, track record holder out of Loudon, Tennessee. The CET-powered CBR, RW Properties, Tennessee Shine Companies, Morgan McClure Chevrolet, Dyer Trucking, Mark Tudor Racing, JEM On-Site Repair, number 22. 13.620 is the track record. He set that back in 2021. That would for sure put him the overall fastest. Second behind him, this year's Ice Bowl winner. In the 22, that will be Will Rowland at Jasper, Georgia. In the BMF, Rowland Tires, Mason Tractor, Mountain Ridge Realty, Pee Wee Record Services, Base Race Fuels, number 22. First lap for Henderson, third fastest. Never mind. Will Rowland, third quick. 14.321 for Rowland. Henderson now 4th. Second time off of turn number 4 for Matt Henderson. Lap number 2, slower than lap 1. 14.446 for Henderson. Second time for Will Rowland. He goes second quick. 14.213. Rowland up to second. So this year's Ice Bowl winner for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Series. Second fastest to points leader Jimmy Thomas right now. Next pair. Out of Calera, Alabama, the Hendrick-powered Rocket XR1, Franklin Enterprises, Franklin Finch, Showtime Properties, number 22, it'll be Austin Franklin. Austin Franklin in the 22. Behind him out of Rome, Georgia, the Oliver-powered BMF, Knowles Race Parts and Bodies, Kuza Heating and Cooling, Martin Record Service, Big A's Graphics, number 66, 117 career starts, 12-time a series winner, the 2019 champion. It is Jake Knowles. Jake Knowles in the 66. First lap for Franklin, 7th fastest. Here comes Jake Knowles, lap number 1, 5th quick, 14.812. Both drivers got some work to do on lap number 2. We'll see if Franklin improves. He'll go from 8th on lap number 2. Lap number 1, he stays 8th, 15.132. Jake Knowles, can he get anything more? Yes, he will. He'll go 4th, 14.329 on lap number 2. So Jake Knowles will put Matt Henderson on the hot seat, 8 cars in. Next pair. Here comes, I do believe it'll be the 81. That'll be Adam Cummings. Adam Cummings in the 81, the driver to Margaret, Alabama. And the 07 of Jimmy Elkins out of Talladega, Alabama will be the next pair to the racing surface. See if either one of these drivers can crack into the top 5. First lap for Adam Cummings. He'll go 8th fastest, 15:005. Both of these drivers look like fighting an ill-handling race car. Jimmy Elkins, 10th fastest, 15:723. Final time for Cummings. He'll come off of turn number 4. He'll take the checkered flag. He'll go quicker on lap 2 at a 14:929, but not good enough to improve, as Elkins will get quicker on lap 2, but he will not come out of the 10th spot. So those two drivers more than likely going to be fighting one of those 3B mains coming up in just a little bit. As here comes our next pair, they'll be led out by the driver of Kingston, Georgia. The Phantom-powered Rocket XR1, Millwood Plumbing, Tarpoon Solution, Competition Racing Equipment, Base Race Fuels. One time he's went to win in victory lane in his career. It was back in 2023 at Sonoma. 18 times he's been a starter with the series. It is Tyler Millwood. Tyler Millwood in the 31. And behind him in the 8 car, that will be Kevin Hale out of Gadsden, Alabama. Kevin Hale in the 8 out of Gadsden. We'll see what they can do. First lap 4. Tyler Millwood was 9th fastest. We'll see what he does on lap number 2. Did Millwood get into the top 5? No, he just missed it. 6th fastest for Millwood at a 14:452. Hale will come off of turn 4. He will go 11th fastest, 15:454. So Tyler Millwood missed the top 5 by 1 spot. And here comes last year's Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year winner out of Rome, Georgia. The Twisted Performance Longhorn Gresham Racing Parts, Acres Wrecker Service, One Source Paint and Body, Traction Apparel Company, Lindsay Plumbing, number 21. It's Super Mario Gresham. Mario Gresham in the 21. And behind him in the 1, I believe that is Patrick Michelle out of Elk Chassis, Louisiana in the 1 car. Identical pretty much to Jimmy Thomas, the Scorpion chassis in the USA 1. Whoa, way up high off of turn 4. Boy, he had his hands full coming off of turn 4. As first lap 4, Mario Gresham was 3rd fastest. Boy, Mario's going to come off of turn 4. Pretty good looking lap here if he can keep it solid. Second lap for Gresham, he stays 3rd. USA 1 will jump up to 8th. So Patrick Michelle will jump up to 8th quick with a 14:773. Mario Gresham 14:279. So the points drivers standing their own so far here in these 2 qualifying sessions. Marty Massey, he'll be the next car out on the racetrack out of Douglasville, Georgia, the Race Tech capital. Marty Massey towing, Marty Massey roll-offs, number 15. And behind him, in the 17, that will be the 2008 Crate Racing USA Series champion out of Chatsworth, Georgia, the Race Tech Longhorn Renegade Race Fuels FK Rod Ends. Pops Place 3 times. He's went to victory lane in his career. 75 career starts. It's Chip Brendel in the 17. 9th quickest for Chip on lap 1 at a 14:694. 14:694. Marty Massey, second quick for Massey. How about that on lap number 2? 14:210. Chip Brendel's second lap. He will just miss the top 5. He goes 14:335, so Brendel goes 7th. That will put Matt Dooley on the hot seat. Jake Knowles now knocked out into that 6th spot. Here comes Lee Burgett out of Hueytown, Alabama in the F97. The Red Farmer machine. ORE-powered Black Diamond, Long Lewis Ford, Schaefer's Oil, CRM Motors on the F97. And next to go behind him, that'll be the 17 of Adam Gaulding. Adam Gaulding out of right here in Alabama, the Race Tech Rocket XR1, Cert Pro of Talladega. The Cali Crew, Alabama Pole Barn Superior Spray Foam, number 17. So we will see what both of these drivers can do. Gaulding on lap 1, 14:671 for Gaulding. Lee Burgett goes 10th now, 14:648. Can Gaulding jump back into the top 10? 11th until now. He stays 11th. Lee Burgett 10th, Adam Gaulding 11th. So it looks like somebody else made the extra lap, and that Lee Burgett, he's going to lose his fastest time for making that extra lap. So, unfortunately, what was a 10th fastest time for the F97 is going to be a no because he made an extra lap. He might as well just finish that extra lap. He's already got the penalty. Maybe just giving us all a look at the Red Farmer F97. Maybe that's what it was. Here comes your next pair. Should be led out by the car, the number 21. It'll be Jason Lively out of Jacksonville, Alabama. The J. Dickens Rocket XR1 Elite Excavating. Stewart Farms, J&R Excavating. Mark and Barty Automotive on the side of that 21. And behind him, it'll be the 3. That will be Heath Carr. Heath Carr out of Asheville, Alabama. The Eagle-powered BMF Car Logging Alpha Custom Fabrication. Blessed Embroidering number 3 of Heath Carr. Unofficially, well, now it should be officially, 4 cars left to take time. Jimmy Thomas still sets at the top of Group B. As the 3 of Carr will go 14th at a 14.894. Here comes Lively. He'll come across the stripe. His last lap. Fastest overall, 14.040 for Jason Lively. How about that? Heath Carr's second lap. He's going to be outside of the top 10, but it is Jason Lively now to the top of the board with a 14.040. That'll knock Jimmy Thomas to second. Marty Massey third, Will Rowland fourth, and Mario Gresham now on the hot seat with 4 cars left to take time. First of those 4 out of Byhalia, Mississippi, the J. Dickens Scorpion. Ray's Automotive, Design 75. High Roller Recovery, Rick's Powder Coating, number 77. It is Josh Ray. Josh Ray in the 77. Behind him out of Adairsville, Georgia, the Racetech Longhorn, PCH Construction, Panthers Electric, TGR Masonry, Lake City Construction, number 14 LP. That is Logan Palmer. First lap for the 77 Ray. He's going to be 11th fastest, as Palmer's going to go around down here in turns 1 and 2 after he went 3rd fastest on lap 1. So Palmer, thank goodness for lap 1. He went 14.174. Here is your HuntTheFront.tv replay. Palmer comes off after a 3rd best lap, goes into 1 and 2, and just kind of loops it around. 14.174 for Palmer. That bumps Mario Gresham out of that all-important top 5. Will Rowland will be on the hot seat as the 14 LP of Palmer thankfully got that first lap in. Now, can Josh Ray get into the top 5? 11th fastest on that first lap. He's going to come to the white flag right here. Of course, Josh started the year out with us, one of our Cruise with the Champion Rookie of the Year. He's currently 7th in the standings coming in. Missed that feature at Tazewell, got him behind the 8 ball. See what he can do here, at least try to improve a starting spot in one of those 3B mains coming up. He'll come off of turn number 4, the Byhalia, Mississippi driver. Can he get into the top 5? Lap number 2, he goes 8th quick, 14.316 for Josh Ray. So 2 drivers left, and one of them a multi-time Ice Bowl winner. Out of Maryville, Tennessee, the Pro-Built Savage, Hucks Motorsports Competition Racing Equipment, JJ Trucking and Logistics, Team Husky Logistics, Matlock Decal Company, number 1. The 2022 JT Kerr Memorial, the 2022 Series champion, and a 2-time Ice Bowl winner. It's Jason Welshon in the 1. Jason Welshon in the 1, and Doug Vandenbeer in the 19 will be the final qualifier of the night. So first lap 4. Doug, he'll be 13th fastest. Jason Welshon goes 13th on lap 2 at a 14.536. We'll see if Doug can get into the top 5. Will Rowland's on the hot seat for now. Will it stay that way? He will stay there as Doug will wrap up his qualifying effort 14th quickest, and it'll be Jason Lively. He's quickest out of Group B at a 14.040 in his qualifying effort. But the overall fastest Stack Products by CV Racing Products Time Trials qualifier will be the driver in the 23. It will be Corey Hetchcock. Hetchcock will lay down the fastest overall time at a 13.940. And the Loudon, Tennessee native takes the top spot in our Stack Products by CV Racing Products Time Trials qualifying. As we will get ready to roll out, what will be next will be our Hot Shot, Hot Lap qualifying. Is there you get the QR code if you're watching from home on HuntTheFront.tv. Scan that QR code. Let us know where you're watching from. Hanging out tonight, watching all the racing action here at the Talladega Short Track as I get ready to turn it back over to late model Mark.
Okie dokie, we are ready to roll with the Hot Shot qualifying. We have 9 cars that will run this division races with us each and every Saturday night during the regular season. Front-wheel drive cars with 4-cylinder engines. There's a couple of guys here that you will know.